Citi News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is the Election Bureau. Hello and welcome to Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu and tonight I'm here with
Akosia Ochre.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes, a peace pact signing intended to bring peace in the Afram Plains area during the election period ends up in chaos, jeopardizing the peace process there. We'll be live in Donkok Room with details. Also coming up, the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice CHRAJ recommends the prosecution of Board of Trustees of the National Cathedral project. Meanwhile, the Commission has cleared the Secretary to the Board, Reverend Kusi Buatin, of wrongdoing. And later on Eyewitness News, yam and root crop farmers in Ghana deny the presence of metals in our yams. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more of these and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Fitch warns of persistent liquidity pressures for Ghana despite debt restructuring.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations. In the Savannah region, we are on Kasha 99.9 FM in Damongo. In the Volta region, we are on Sela Radio 97.1 in Dabala. We are also on Holy 98.5 FM in Aflau. In the Ashanti region, we are in Kumasi on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM. In the Western region, we are on Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Northeast region, we are on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalerigu. In the Northern region, we are on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In the Upper East region, we are on Rikas 92.1 FM in Bongo Namo. In the Upper West region, we are on Tumpani Radio 88.5 FM in Nadoli. Also in the Upper West region, we are on Jirapa FM 96.1 based in Jirapa. We are also live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We are also on X, formerly known as Twitter. And we are interactive. Send us your messages 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. You can also send your messages on Twitter by mentioning me. When you type your message, use the hashtag Eyewitness News. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also send your message to at Citi973. This is Eyewitness News broadcasting from our studios in Accra, Ghana. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu, here with Akosia Ochri. And tonight, Eyewitness News is effectively airborne. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Everything you need to know about the big stories of the day here at 97.3 Citi FM. Tonight we have a number of stories that we are following for you. The National Cathedral, perhaps the most controversial project in this Akufo-Addo government. With just 12 days to election 2024, beg your pardon, the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice has published a report on investigations it has conducted into the project. That project that has been described variously as the most expensive hole in the world. Now, the National Cathedral project, very controversial one. The president said the National Cathedral was a priority of priorities for him. His government has been slammed by the opposition for sinking so much money in that project. He has defended the project. Member of Parliament for North Town, Samuel Kujetu Ablakwa, who has been a crusader against the project or how the project is being implemented, petitioned the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, making a number of claims against the board and also Reverend Kusi Boatin, whom he gave an alliance to. Tonight, CHRAJ has exonerated Reverend Kusi Boatin, but is asking that the Board of Trustees be prosecuted and also asking the Procurement Authority to terminate the contract that the National Cathedral has with the contractors We'll be breaking it down for you in a bit and also hear reactions from various stakeholders in this particular story. So before we talk about the National Cathedral, it's 12 days to the elections. Various stakeholders in the country have been organizing peace campaigns. The World Vision and a number of churches in the Afram Plains area decided to organize a peace pact or a signing of a peace pact. Unfortunately, that ceremony had everything but peace. Peter Agbajain is Communications Officer of the NDC in the Afram Plains North constituency with capital at Donkokrom. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you, Honorable.
So we are told there was a peace pact signing agreement over the weekend, and instead of leaving the place on a peaceful note, you people ended up exchanging fisticuffs. What happened?
Actually, I thank the listeners. I thank you for granting me this interview this evening. What happened was that yesterday we had our official, precisely the Citi North constituency MP, the person of Honorable Avreji Kuche in our midst, and also the national youth organizer, Pablo. They were in our midst that very day. And that we went around to do some campaign before they left. And we were late to the scene. So as we went to the area, the two parties were seated before we came. That is precisely MPP and the independent. Yeah, that independent was among NDC candidates who contested in the primaries, and he lost the election to Honorable Betty Dr. Mensah. And that, because of this, he decided to go on independence. So there has been this a keen competition between the NDC and MP and some grudge, misunderstanding, because the independent people have been using or hiding under the umbrella to do campaign. What I mean here is that they will go around to tell people that they are still NDC people by wearing NDC attires and other things. The scarves, the NDC t-shirts and other things. So he keeps on telling the people lies that he is still NDC member, for which this case went to the chief commander of police, and they have settled this, and they were told not to use any of NDC's what we call symbols. So when we went there, they were seated before we came. And then that was the same place the people gave us to sit. So having seen that, our captain, we call Betty Soldiers captain, told the Okada boys to stand in between the police group and with the NDC group, so that because of how arrogant and havoc they are creating, they will not do anything against our MP. So when the pastor saw that, they relocated us to a different area. So we went and sat down.
Before you continue, when you say pastors, what program was it? Who organized the program? And what?
That was the local councils of churches, their executive. The local council of churches, they organized that peace pact. Alongside which
other group?
They are the only people who organized that peace pact.
We're told World Vision was involved.
Actually, they may be part of them.
Okay.
But who the people that I know are the pastors who were preaching before we went there.
So they were trying to have all the parties sign a peace pact.
Exactly.
And this was happening in Donkokrom.
Yes, please.
Continue, please.
At the Sakura Park. So when we were relocated, then there was a police guy who is a campaign, who is also campaigning for police. Seriously, he's against us, insulting our madam and other people we are aware. So having seen that, our captain told him to join his people because we have now come to sit here. We don't know what he was doing. He was roaming and walking in our midst over there. And whilst he was doing that, he was wearing NDC cap and also wearing police, t-shirt. That is independent t-shirt. So our people saw that and said, no, you will not be a police and you come and stay here and be walking among us. We don't know what you wanted to do, or what is in your mind. So we don't know it, and that we will not allow you to stay among us. So go to your group. And looking at how arrogant these people and havoc they are, he doesn't want to go. That has brought them into that. So it has come to a time where go, I will not go, go and I will not go. And that was what created the banter. And then I learned there was a fight, and then the police people came in, and then they settled the case. But the problem couldn't last for more than even 10 minutes. Yes, please.
I see. So was there open exchange of blows we had?
Yeah. It was open exchange. Yes, please.
So people beat each other up.
Actually, I was not at the scene when the thing happened, but when I came down there, the fight stopped. When I arrived there, so I quickly approached the one who started telling the guy to move from that area. He is called Emunana, and then Captain Aminu. They were the people that I approached.
Was anybody injured?
Actually, I have not seen anybody injured.
Did the police arrest anybody?
Actually, that was what I heard, that the police people moved the guy away from that area. But I didn't know whether they have sent him to the police station or they maybe put him somewhere. I don't know. For that, I can't tell.
So while all of this was happening, the NPP people were there, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they were there. You know, the problem is that the NPP people and these independent people are working together. The reason why we are saying that is that their people, the executive members, have given that guy a car to be using. That is why we know, and from our chairman, you realize that when the guy was called at the national by our president, Your Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Asidun Kitia, our NDC chairman, and CC Siabikote, our secretary, to ask why he was trying to go to independent, rejected their proposal. That was when they said they found out and saw that it was the NPP people who were just trying to ferment a problem here, so that they were helping that Pili guy to come and ferment the problem with the NDC, and then the NPP could have a way and go through the election.
So did the signing eventually happen, or it never happened?
Oh, actually, when the thing happened, they have ended. I think, you see, they have started the thing before we went there. So when the fight came, it was not too long that they have even finished praying and we have closed. So my MP went and donated money to the people, and even came out to speak to them that we are not here to fight, but we are praying that the right person, God should select the right person. So I think by doing that, I think everything is done perfectly. Apart from the fight that happened, I think everything was done. Yes.
But now that you have an independent candidate coming from your fold, NDC has always won Afram Plains North. Are you scared that you may lose the seat this time around because of the split of your votes between your candidate and Kweli?
Not at all. Because look, we are experienced people. We started voting from 1992 up to this 2024, which is 32 years. We have learned, we have seen, we have observed. In fact, we are seeing things. Comparing the 3 MPs that Odoka came and gone to this current one, the lady, even though she's in opposition, is doing her best. Everywhere we have 575 communities under the care of this lady. Every community you can see what we call something that she has given to the community. If not plastic chairs, if not cement, if not iron sheet, if not school building, that is what we call pavilion, if not maybe home meal or cassava meal or so the people have seen what this lady has done, and that it was a lie that this guy was using at first, telling the people that it was John Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama, who sent him to come and contest what we call our honorable, because this time ladies cannot be in the front to lead this thing, not knowing it was a lie. So John Dramani Mahama came the other time to tell the people of Afram that he did not want any skirt and blouse, because he needed to do something good for Afram Place people.
Well.
And that when he goes to Parliament, he could get more of NDC MPs to help him sign or agree on his policy so that he can do. So people are aware of this now. That is why these people they have seen that the lies they have created have turned against them. That, so I don't think there is any tension on Honorable Dr. Betty Kosmesa for that matter. No.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you.
That's Peter Agbanyoin. Peter Agbanjain is communications officer of the NDC in the Afram Plains North constituency of the Eastern region. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll be going to the National Cathedral when we come back. Please stay with us.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Accra, Ghana. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu here with CHRAJ. This is the Election Bureau. Now let's go to a story that is making the headlines today. The Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice has released a report on investigations it conducted into the National Cathedral and its frontman, Reverend Kwesi Boateng. If you look at our website, CHRAJ clears Reverend Kwesi Boateng of dual identity and financial misconduct allegations. The story says the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAJ, has cleared Reverend Kwesi Boateng of allegations regarding the possession of dual passports under different names. Let's speak to his lawyer, Bobby Banson. He's joined me on the line. He's a lawyer and a law lecturer. You're welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you. Well, nice speaking to you on this side.
Thank you for speaking to me on this side as well. Let's leave the other side on that side. Let's talk about this issue that has come up. So the general headline would read that your client has been cleared, except that CHRAJ has said it doesn't have capacity in some other issues and has referenced it to people who have the capacity to deal with it. How are you receiving this news and how is your client receiving it?
Well, Mara, I believe that we can all accept that we cannot have different facts in respect of a matter. The facts that were alleged by the complainant did not support his allegations with the evidence when it mattered most. CHRAJ has investigated, come to those conclusions. The two most important conclusions that he had two different passports with two different names. It found out that that has never been the case. The second conclusion is that he received money for work that he claimed he had done, and the CHRAJ found out that the money was never paid because of work. It was a refund or reimbursement of an amount that was advanced without one single cent of interest on it. So there was no conflict of interest situation that arose. At all points in time, the handlers of the National Cathedral knew that this same person was Kwabena Jemfia, was Victor Kwesi Boateng. The only other issue is whether or not he has two tax identification numbers and he obtained them in a manner that was illegal. CHRAJ said they do not have the capacity to investigate that. That is already before the the Ghana Revenue Authority. They are investigating that. Perhaps they will come out with their final findings at a later date. But as it stands now, all the allegations that have been made, none of them has been proven so far.
Was your client heard, though, in the investigation?
Oh, yes. CHRAJ asked for written responses, which we did. Remember, it was Reverend Victor Kwesi Boateng, JNS Talent, and the other directors. There were oral hearings with the other directors, not Reverend Kwesi Boateng directly. But all the responses that were required by us, we provided it with all the supporting documents. So I would confirm that indeed CHRAJ gave us an opportunity to be heard.
What's the consequence of this decision? Does it then mean that your client is only now known as Reverend Kwesi Boateng and not Kwabena Jemfia, as was claimed by the Member of Parliament? Or this would simply be an alliance that he uses, which does not necessarily impugn any wrongdoing?
Well, we have always maintained that the proof of identity in our country is either your Ghana card or, with the worst case scenario, your passport. And there's no evidence that he's ever obtained a Ghana card in another name apart from Kwabena Jemfia. There's no evidence that he's obtained a passport in another name other than Kwabena Jemfia. And so that settles it. And CHRAJ said there was no other evidence before them that he had obtained a passport or any other legal document, be it the Ghana card, in any other name apart from Kwabena Jemfia.
How is your client proceeding after this clearance of his name? Are there any actions you're going to take subsequent to the decision by CHRAJ?
Well, he had always knew this would be the conclusion because he knew the truth, and the truth is only one. The truth always stands. You recall that we commenced the defamation suit, which is still pending. based on the allegations that had been made by the complainant, and so I'll not be able to speak into those matters as well as it's still sub judice.
Very well. And in proceeding, the other aspects where CHRAJ said it did not have capacity, would that be an area that you're going to explore further, or because no decision has been taken, you leave it as is?
No, we have not filed a complaint with any other person. The person who has filed the complaint has the burden to prove and to follow it through. As far as we are concerned, everywhere we've been asked to respond to those allegations, we have provided the necessary documents. And so that ends it for us.
Now, while you are celebrating the CHRAJ victory, there was an earlier decision of the High Court on this same matter. When you weigh the two, which one should we deal with? The High Court decision on the one which Ablakwa seems to be holding as a flag of victory, suggesting that he has ended up being victorious. You also holding on to the decision of CHRAJ. Which one should we deal with?
Umaru, we are not holding on to any decision as the basis of our client's innocence. The truth and the facts and the evidence in support are there. Like I said, we cannot have different opinions, but there can only be one set of facts. And the set of facts is what has been found and concluded. We didn't go to CHRAJ. And so we are not saying that we needed CHRAJ's decision to be able to clear or, as it were, confirm that our client has not done anything illegal as had been touted by the complainant. In any event, that decision of the High Court is the subject of an appeal. And so we would also not speak into that because it's subject of an appeal pending currently at the Court of Appeal.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you for having me.
That's Bobby Banson. He's a lawyer for Reverend Kosi Boateng, who has been cleared there by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, CHRAJ. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go to the petitioner now. The Honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa is former Deputy Minister and MP for Northern. You are welcome to Eyewitness News, sir.
Thank you very much, Umaru.
So I'm looking at the publications we have produced from the petition. There are two publications. You can call it 1-1. One being CHRAJ is recommending the prosecution of members, boards of trustees of the National Cathedral, which would be a win for you. But the other story is CHRAJ clears Reverend Kosi Boateng of dual identity and financial misconduct allegations. Which one would you want to take first?
Anyone you want me to.
So let's start off with the negative one against you, that everything you have said in the past about he having a double identity, having dual names and all of those things, CHRAJ, which is an institution you petitioned, has said there's no question to be answered on that. How do you respond?
Your summary of the CHRAJ report is not what I get when I read the CHRAJ report. And you may have to read the report again. CHRAJ only says on the matter of passports that when they went into the database of passports, they found that all passports were in a particular name, Kwabna Edu Jemfi. That's all what CHRAJ is saying. And that confirms the point I have always made, that he was appointed as Victor Kosi Boateng to the board of the National Cathedral Board of Trustees. However, when the state decided to give him a diplomatic passport to carry out his work, that diplomatic passport was issued in a different name, not in Victor Kosi Boateng, but in Kwabna Edu Jemfi. The CHRAJ report is confirming that his diplomatic passport, indeed all his passports, are in the name Kwabna Edu Jemfi, not Victor Kosi Boateng. The CHRAJ report has not disputed the double identity scam he engaged in. Indeed, when you read the report fully, CHRAJ says that they are recommending the double identity scam he engaged in to the Attorney General for further investigation. Because I produced evidence from the DVLA, where over there in the DVLA database, he operates as Victor Kosi Boateng. I also produced evidence from the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, where he is operating in a dual capacity. he has a set of companies he incorporated under the name Victor Kusi Boateng with a different mother, a different date of birth, 2 years apart. And then a different set of companies he operates as Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. CHRAJ is saying that all of those matters, the Attorney General should investigate them. But it is only on the issue of passports that they found out that he doesn't have 2 different passports. All the passports are in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. So I am shocked to be seeing headlines that he has been exonerated. Exonerated on what? The fact that he has engaged in a double identity scam has not been cleared. Read the CHRAJ report carefully. He has not been cleared of that. And don't forget that a high court, the human rights court, had the opportunity to go into this matter. And he dragged me to that court saying that I had violated his right to privacy, had violated his fundamental human rights, and that what I had put out was not true. When the court looked at the evidence, the court, in its judgment, said everything I had put out is true. That what he did, to quote the court verbatim, that his conduct borders on criminality. That's not me saying. That's the court. So let's be careful. There's a lot of propaganda out there. I know that election season, this is somebody who we all know is a top advisor to Bawumia and Akufo-Addo. The MPP is desperate to have seen a lot of MPP propagandists distort the CHRAJ report and say that he has been cleared of double identity. They should quote a paragraph where CHRAJ states that this man has not engaged in a double identity scam. I challenge them to produce any portion of the report. All CHRAJ has said is that they didn't find 2 passports in 2 different names. But doesn't it hit you as strange that somebody is appointed as Victor Kusi Boateng, official capacity, official position, and then when it comes to a diplomatic passport being issued for the person to carry out his official assignment, it is issued in a different name, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. So this is, look, until my expose, who in this country knew that Victor Kusi Boateng was Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi? Who? So this is actually a confirmation of everything I've put out. So I don't see how this will amount to an exoneration or me having been defeated as CHRAJ. It's all just empty propaganda.
Okay, I want to lift a few of the claims that have been made by the commission in its report. I'm looking at page 141, and if you will indulge me, I just want to read that.
Sure.
It says that searches through to 2021 indicated that, quote, there is no Victor Kusi Boateng in the passport database, unquote. The data provided the commission shows that the 4th respondent currently holds 1 non-extant passport number, has been quoted here, issued on 27th October 2021 and set to expire on 26th October 2031, and 1 diplomatic passport with the number quoted here on 25th November 2021, expiring on 24th November 2025. 2 ordinary passports earlier issued to him have since expired. Based on the evidence before it, the commission finds that, contrary to the complainant's allegations that the 4th respondent, Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, holds 2 different passports, each bearing one of his 2 names with different dates of birth on each document, the 4th respondent rather holds 1 diplomatic and 1 ordinary passport only under his name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. For avoidance of doubt, at no point in time has the 4th respondent been issued a passport under his name Victor Kusi Boateng. So this is in response to the issue 7 in your petition. Now, if you look at that carefully, the commission is saying that in your petition, you allege that he had 2 different passports with 2 different names and 2 different dates of birth. The commission is saying it has not found any such thing.
Yes, that is on passports. And the foreign minister said same in Parliament when I filed a question on this matter. The foreign minister, if you recall, and listeners can Google this, the foreign minister said that the passports issued to Victor Kusi Boateng were issued to him in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi. CHRAJ should have proceeded to analyze all the other IDs. Why did CHRAJ, in this particular paragraph, in this page, why did they focus on only the passport database? Why didn't they go into the DVLA database, where he operates as Victor Kusi-Boateng? Why didn't they go into the GRA database, where he operates as both Victor Kusi-Boateng and Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi with different things? Then Ghana card database. So I am surprised that people are clutching onto straws, want to just, because of passports, because he has one passport, and even that passport is not in the name Victor Kusi-Boateng. It's in the name Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, a different name from the official name which he used to incorporate. Do you know that National Cathedral was incorporated with the name Victor Kusi-Boateng? Check the incorporation documents.
Okay.
I produced all of this at the CHRAJ hearings.
On the issue of conflict of interest, again, the commission does not find for you. How do you respond to that in the issue of the company that he owned, and which company's ownership you thought amounted to conflict of interest? The commission did not hold for you in that one either.
Yes, another interesting decision by CHRAJ. And when you read the CHRAJ report carefully, CHRAJ is saying that they lacked documentation. They are shocked at the levels of poor corporate governance, that the JNS Talent Center, owned by Victor Kusi-Boateng's other identity, where he's director as Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi, they don't keep records. National Cathedral Secretariat also didn't keep records. The CHRAJ report actually recommends that they should take all of them through a course on proper corporate governance, proper record keeping. And yet, despite the shocking levels, the lack of records, CHRAJ still manages to conclude that there is no conflict of interest. And even says that the only document that Kusi-Boateng, Kwabena Edu-Gyamfi produced, that document came after the fact, after the money had already been released, if you read the CHRAJ report. And yet, CHRAJ manages to say that there is no conflict of interest. Really, really, really bizarre. I don't see how CHRAJ really helps its credibility with some of these conclusions.
Okay, finally, let's go to the other side that you can describe as victorious for you. The commission has asked that there should be prosecution of the members of the trust that is governing the National Cathedral. I don't know what you make of that. Hello? Apologies, I've lost Honorable Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa. If we're able to re-establish connection with him, I'll ask him that question. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. This morning, the Herald newspaper put up a publication in relation to the abduction of an officer of Emirates Airlines here in Ghana. I have seen that publication, which was heralded, actually, emphasis on mine, by the Ghana Police Service on the abduction of this particular individual. And tonight we are just seeing a response from the National Security Secretariat and the Ministry of National Security. I'm going to read that for you in a bit. This is Eyewitness News. So the Herald newspaper published today that National Security and NIB operatives kidnapped Emirates manager. The story says for refusing to delay Dubai-bound flight or for powerful intoxicated officials. The Herald has uncovered chilling developments revealing that operatives of the Ghana National Security, especially from the National Intelligence Bureau, under the instruction of Nana Atumbra-Kweku, were involved in last Thursday's kidnapping of Sylvia Patience-Bar, the airport services manager for Emirates Airlines in Accra. The incident, likened to the infamous June 30, 1982 abduction and killings of 3 High Court judges and a retired military officer, reportedly stemmed from Sylvia's refusal to allow 2 national security officials and a lady traveling on an Emirates flight from Accra to Dubai on board the aircraft after their late arrival. So there's a response from national security to this story, which I'll be reading for you in a bit. But let me go back and conclude that interview, Honorable Samuel Ablakwa. Honorable, I was asking you what your comment on the prosecution proposal by CHRAJ is on the board trustees of the board of the National Cathedral Secretariat.
Yes, and I was going to make the point that it's not about victory for me or I win, you lose. That's not how I see these things. It is about our country. It's about due process. It's about standards. It's about protecting the public purse, making sure that we have value for money. The CHRAJ has looked into these matters, confirmed all of the matters I've been raising, that look, the procurement laws of our country were violently breached. They are saying that Rebadi, that the construction firm awarded this contract, had no business. They shouldn't have awarded this contract to them. They didn't follow due process. The Central Tender Committee approval was not sought. CHRAJ is confirming tonight that there is no value for money and that there is reasonable suspicion that there has been corruption and corruption-related offenses. And that is why they are bringing in the Attorney General, bringing in the Auditor General to carry out a forensic audit. And then they are recommending prosecution. Look, you recall that many years ago, Umaru, I did an RTI request to the PPA, and they confirmed that this project had not gone through the procurement process. I thought that was an opportunity then. Instead of denials upon denials, and they just, conducting themselves with impunity. They have had many, many opportunities. Look, in Parliament, we said many years ago, why don't you come clean? If this is a national project, let's have a national discussion. Let's open up. Let's be transparent. Don't lie to us that you are not using public funds. It's a private project. Only for you to be withdrawing public funds on our blind side. Come clean. Open up. Level up with us. Follow the due process. If they had listened to us years ago, we would not be where we are. So it is really, really regrettable that such eminent clergymen will be put in this horrible situation just because of impunity, lack of due process, just a penchant to just be corrupt and not be accountable right from the presidency. And this is what has ended up where we are.
Thank you for speaking to us, sir.
You're welcome.
That's Honorable Samuel Ablakwa, is NDC Member of Parliament for North Tongue, a former Deputy Minister of State. So let me conclude on that story by the Herald newspaper. There's a statement by the Ministry of National Security, and it says that the Ministry of National Security has noted with concern a publication by the Herald newspaper alleging the abduction of one Sylvia Ban, manager of Emirates Airlines at the Kotoka International Airport, by officers of the Ministry of National Security and the National Intelligence Bureau. The ministry wishes to categorically state that no officer from the ministry or National Intelligence Bureau was involved in the alleged abduction of Sylvia Ban. Meanwhile, the ministry has initiated investigations into the circumstances surrounding the allegation or the alleged abduction. The ministry further wishes to assure the public that culprits of the alleged abduction will be made to face the full rigors of the law following the conclusion of the investigations. The public is therefore urged to treat the allegations by the Herald newspaper with the contempt it deserves. Now, I'm sure you enjoy Friday, don't you? With chicken or turkey tail, chufi. So there was an earlier reportage that suggested that the yams we consume in Ghana had high levels of heavy metals and we are told that it was the Ghana Standards Authority that gave that particular information out. Tonight, the Ghana Root Crops and Tubers Exporters Union has issued a rejoinder Osei Sarkodie is president of the association. He's joined us on the line. Mr. Sarkodie, welcome to Eyewitness News. So, you're saying that this claim, which is attributed to the Ghana Standards Authority, our standards institution, is not accurate?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Sanda, and good evening to your cherished listeners. Yes, as soon as the information broke out, I think probably about a month or two ago, we knew it was not well founded. It wasn't well grounded because export yams are not cultivated in the areas where the Galamsey activities happen. More so, export yams are not dependent on surface water, rivers, lakes, etc. It's fully dependent on rainfall. However, we thought it would be necessary to confirm from the Standards Authority, which is where we believe the source of that information was. And so we did so, requesting confirmation as to whether or not export yams that have come there for testing have those metal and arsenic levels, which has been alleged. And information coming from the Standards Authority show that indeed there are no traces of metals or arsenic levels in the yams exported.
So the report quoted the Ghana Standards Authority. Is it the case that the Ghana Standards Authority was misquoted, or it did not even issue such a report, or you have a contrary fact to what the Ghana Standards Authority issued? And if that's the case, where's your authority or your source?
The information, I would say, is a rumor. It's a rumor. The Standards Authority conducted the tests for the past 3 years or so, and have that information to confirm that indeed metal levels, arsenic levels in the yams are non-existent. So we have the letter from the authority confirming those facts.
So the Standards Authority is saying that what was reported is not accurate.
That is so. It is unfounded, it is baseless, and it's inaccurate.
How has this damaged the reputation of Ghana to the global market that we've been exporting yams to?
Well, the yam value chain in Ghana is very, very important. We are looking at about 40,000 tons of yam exported every year. Translates to about $30 to $40 million in exports. If you take the entire value chain, if you look at the livelihoods that are going to be affected, if you look at the effect on the international market, it is very serious, which is what made us realize that no, we need to come out with this statement to clear the air and ensure that the status quo is maintained.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you.
That's Osei Sarkodie. He's president of the Ghana Root Crops and Tubers Exporters Union. This is Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. information, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for the Monday edition of the Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akosia Autry. The details now. Now, although Ghana has restructured a significant portion of its debt, Fitch Ratings has cautioned that the country will continue to face substantial liquidity challenges in 2025 and 2026. The UK-based credit rating agency highlighted that Ghana's interest to revenue ratio will remain among the highest in its rated sovereign portfolio. Estimates already indicate the ratio will reach 29% in 2025 and 30% in 2026. That's nearly double the average of 16% for emerging markets. We're calling for drastic fiscal measures. Associate Director for Europe, Middle East and Africa Sovereign Ratings at Fitch, Thomas Garrow, stressed the need for aggressive fiscal reforms to address Ghana's economic challenges. Now, away from that, the French Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Ghana has noted that it remains committed to facilitating trade and attracting increased foreign direct investments to Ghana to bolster domestic economic development. Now, according to Chamber, it is optimistic that the next administration will create a more business-friendly environment to aid in business growth. While speaking at the new 2024 event, Chairman of the Chamber's Board of Directors, Sekou Coulibaly, emphasized the need for enhanced collaboration to strengthen economic cooperation between Ghana and its partners.
I will say that we have less complaint, but it's still ongoing. We still have complaints. You know, it hasn't been an easy environment for our members and their relationship with GRA. I will be very honest with you, but we have promises from the various candidates that things will improve and that they'll make sure they'll facilitate foreign direct investment, because foreign direct investment creates jobs in Ghana. Not only because the companies come and create employment, but because they need Ghanaian partners to strive. So it actually increased the local enterprise building. And I think sometimes some of our counterparts did not understand the value, but we're seeing some hope, and we hope that thing will change in next year.
You heard that from Chairman of the Board of Directors at the French Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Ghana, Sekou Coulibaly. Away from that, the Network for Women's Rights in Ghana, NetRight, has called on the government to implement tax policies that reflect the diverse socio-economic backgrounds of citizens, particularly focus on the plight of women from low-income groups. Well, according to the group, existing tax structures, especially indirect taxes such as VAT, disproportionately burden women of lower social standing. Or speaking at a policy conference on taxation, gender equality and Sustainable Development, Executive Director of NetRight, Patricia Blankson-Akakpo, argued that the government must prioritize equity in taxation.
You send me money, you pay ye levy, you send it to me, I also send it to someone, I pay ye levy on it. Let's talk, we are talking about taxation again, and we say that it's gender neutral. But if I have to buy something in retail and I'm a low income earner, I will not be able to buy it in bulk. So I'll go and buy one, which attracts us. Then someone that has money can go and buy it in bulk, and then because of wholesale price and so on, the taxes that he or she pays will be less than what I will pay, because every day I'll have to go and buy it, and at the end of the day, when you have to calculate the taxes that I've paid on maybe 12 tins of milk and the taxes that someone who was able to buy the carton paid, you realize that I'm paying more than that person.
That was Patricia Blankson-Akakpo, Executive Director of Network for Women's Rights in Ghana. Now, Director of Revenue Policy Division at the Finance Ministry, George Winford, also assured of plans by the ministry to intensify efforts to plug revenue loopholes and also ensure tax compliance.
The loopholes in our tax system should be a concern of all of us. Whereas we are concerned and we try as much as possible to make taxation very easy for people to comply with, it's still others take advantage and do not comply. And if we make tax affordable and we don't comply, then it means that government is losing a lot of revenue. And the targeted people for which we made the tax affordable don't even benefit as expected, because then we continue to introduce more tax policies and so on, which burden all of us. So if all of us will work very hard to ensure that we all police the mobilization of tax revenue, I believe that it will go a long way to help all of us.
That was George Winfield, Director of Revenue Policy Division at the Ministry of Finance. Now, tech company Yango Group, in collaboration with Zindi, has hosted the 2024 Data Science Mobility Prediction Hackathon at the University of Ghana, or the competition, which attracted over 100 participants nationwide, focused on predicting traffic patterns influenced by the weather. Or the hackathon also aimed to inspire Ghana's data science community by awarding prizes to top participants, reinforcing Yango's commitment to using data and technology for urban solutions. Yango's Vice President and Head of Policy for Africa, Zaniwe Asari, has been speaking on this hackathon.
And we believe that as a corporate, that is our responsibility to ensure that we don't just create global value, but we create value for Africans right here on African soil. When we create this ecosystem or inject into it, we don't just feel good from a CSR perspective, but we're creating tangible solutions or solution makers. And that's what we see. It really aligns with our values. And if you look at where we are, right, as a company, present in 5 continents, but we see Africa as our home. And when you see young people such as the ones that we have today, you can see that the beauty of triple Ps really come to play. Ourselves as a private sector player really see value in partnerships with the public sector and also academia.
That was Vice President of Yango and Head of Policy for Africa, Zaniwe Asare. Wrapping up the Monday edition of Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akosia Orchard. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Citi FM Point Blank is brought to you by Kivo Pepe Moko Shiu. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. You're welcome. Point Blank tonight is focusing on the youth and election 2024. The 2020 census has revealed to us that nearly 40% of the population is youth. 38% actually, to be more specific. So the youth are very critical for the elections. The two leading parties have youth wings. Each of the youth wings have youth commanders. The NPP's youth commander is Salah Mustafa. The NDC's youth commander is Pablo, not Pablo Escobar. So tonight we are speaking to the two national youth organizers of the two parties to find out how the youth are responding to their message and what they actually have for the youth of Ghana. Let me start with Salah Mustafa. He is the national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Youth Commander, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Brother Umaru Sanda. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. For young people listening...
When my brother abandons me, I know that he's chopping. That is why he has forgotten of his brother. But it's okay, let's proceed.
But why do you attack me and don't give me a right of response? And you say we should proceed.
No, it's okay, let's proceed.
I'll proceed. If a young person is listening to you tonight, why should that young person be interested in the New Patriotic Party as a party to continue to govern this country?
Thank you very much, Umar. Good evening to you and your listeners and everybody listening across the world. Critically, you form the bile of every nation. I could always say that you are the future leaders. So it's critical that every country puts its youth right in the core of its policy and plans. And if you look critically, the New Patriotic Party has always tried to champion the youth agenda. If we go back to President Cousteau, when we noticed that youth unemployment was a threat to national security, we set up the National Youth Employment Program at the time. That today it is YEA. Fast forward to today, unemployment is still high due to the large numbers of graduates we keep churning out. And this government, so far in the history of our republic, has created the highest number of jobs, well over in the region of 2 million, but still not enough. As I go around as youth leader interacting with thousands and thousands of young people, it's quite clear that the issue of jobs is the most topical. Quite recently, I think about a month ago or so, I anchored the program for the presidential candidate at the stunning Boteman sports complex, where he extensively spoke about job creation under his presidency, by the grace of God, starting January 2025. We were because we believe we have the potential to create more jobs and also the areas that we target to create these jobs are well within the framework that allows us new avenues to create work. Not some nebulous promise of one work divided by 3 people, a confused policy that is so difficult to explain by everyone, but sustainable, decent, well-paying jobs that Ghanaians can get to do, so that young people can live in their own motherland. I keep saying that this country is a great country. We can build a very beautiful society right here in Ghana, where young people benefit, and thrive in their own motherland, than having to quickly jet off in search of greener pastures that don't really exist out there. And I remain an absolute, and an avowed, believe in this, and I'll keep, my advocacy in this to ensure that we are able to create those necessary opportunities for the youth to be productive in Ghana, and so many other things. Looking at education, we have taken education very seriously. If you watch all the documentaries going on, with what we have done with education, you will marvel. You cannot afford marvel that within 7 years or so, we have been able to really transform the face of education that much. You take health, so far we have done over 20 brand new hospitals. That is not even part of the Agenda 111 that have been commissioned and working. And by the time Agenda 111, sometime next year, when all are scheduled to come on stream, we would need some 60 or so thousand, health workers to man all these facilities that are coming up. So gradually, brick by brick, we are laying the foundation to ensure that young people in this country thrive and thrive well. There is no denying the fact that we currently find ourselves in economic difficulties. Anyone who is truthful will not say that we have, solved all the problems that we face as a nation. No, that would be an untruth. But what is also truthful, the facts are that, anywhere you go across the world, same economic issues would hit you. And here we are working very hard to ensure that we get economy back on sound track after it was dislocated somewhere 2019, 2020 by some serious exogenous factors that gradually, piece by piece, we have to get it under control. So we are working very hard to ensure that Ghana is a decent country to live in, and I'm sure the young people of this country see the tremendous effort being made by government, and based on that, they would vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to continue. Well. I have had several discussions with young people across the country. Free CHRAJ is like the biggest thing that has happened to us in the last 10 years or so. Everywhere you pass, the free education thing, people are talking about it. It's changed lives. Okay. Umaru, you know my background very well. From a background somewhere, a little village in the northern region. Today I lead, the biggest political party in Ghana and the oldest political tradition in Africa. That is no mean achievement. And I have been able to get here because of the benefit of education. Yeah. And I think that once it has been able to lift one Salam Mustafa to prominence, it can lift everybody else. And that's why we should protect this legacy. The NDC has shown great consternation against the free CHRAJ, and clearly from their own mouth and their own words, they will cancel the free CHRAJ in the event that they come in.
So if you could just indulge me, I want to hear also from your colleagues. So if you could just indulge me and stay on, I want to hear from George Opariado. He's National Youth Organizer of the NDC. George, Salam had 6 minutes to tell me why the MPP is the best option for the youth of Ghana. I'll give you both 1 minute at the end of the show to wrap up. How do you also speak to Ghanaian youth about voting for the NDC?
Hello.
Pablo, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but I didn't get what you said.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I gave Salam Mustafa 6 minutes to talk to Ghanaian youth as to why the MPP was a better alternative. I'm giving you the same opportunity too.
Good evening to your esteemed listeners. Any individual who is listening to me this evening, I want to make a passionate appeal to the good people of Ghana, especially young people, that our country is at a crossroads, and I believe that it is time to change this investment corrupt and distorted MPP experience. So, I'm looking for...
Hello, Pablo, your line is bad. Can you say that again?
It is difficult because I'm traveling.
You're traveling. Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, we'll manage.
It's difficult. So, the promises that were made to young people have not been fulfilled.
Hello, Pablo. Pablo, can you hear me? Hello, George.
Hello, Omar.
Yeah, it's really difficult hearing you.
have to do this some other time.
Yes, we would have to. Apologies, listeners. Yes, apologies, George Opariado. The line is not helpful at all. He's national youth organizer of the NDC. So he's in the Eastern Region campaigning. We have to do this another time, perhaps tomorrow. Let me go back to Salam Mustafa. Salam, so while you celebrate what you have done for the youth, you fail to talk about the fact that you gave the youth of Ghana jobs under the NAPCO, the Nation Builders Corps. And soon enough, these people's allowances were not paid. And as we speak, there are still arrears, even though the program was terminated abruptly. That is going to be a blot on your image as a government for the youth, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Salam, can you hear me?
Yes, it's better.
Hello, sir.
I'm here with you.
Yes, please.
Yes, thank you. So, as much as I admit that we have one or two issues with NAPCO, it is not as though some intentional policy not to, pay them the arrears that are accrued. I'm very much aware that plans have been far advanced to clear the arrears. But you should also add that the 100,000 people that we started NAPCO with, by the time, which was supposed to be a 3-year period, it was supposed to terminate after 3 years. At the point of termination, over 35,000 of them had gotten regular employment in all state agencies. So if you make it look as if it's a total failure, that is quite an inaccuracy. Because if all these people were sitting at home and doing nothing, I'm sure that they wouldn't have gotten the kind of opportunities that they have in the various sectors that they have gone into. But be as it may, I totally, stand with the young people who are still waiting for their arrears. And a lot of work has gone into trying to get the arrears paid to them. You should also mention that when we came into office, our police force was just around 14,000, 15,000 or so. Today, we have about double or quadrupled it. We cleared the backlog of teachers and nursing training, who had sat home from 2012, who were not absorbed by the NDC. We cleared them, and today we are just 2 years behind. We have started with the 2022 year group recruitment of some 15,000 health people. So if you look at our track record as far as job creation is concerned, you would see that a lot of effort has gone into creating jobs, and NAPCO is not just a blot on the track record of this government at all. Yeah. We will continue to ensure that more opportunities are created, and even some of the NAPCO guys can be absorbed. And they know that some arrangement has been done for some of them to join the civil service, the local government service, and other state agencies. And work is still ongoing. I have followed progress on this particular matter, and I know that it's being worked on.
In concluding, what would be your message to your party youth about peace and violence in this election in 1 minute?
I absolutely, abhor violence, absolutely. And the NPP is not predisposed to violence in any form or shape. And this particular election, we want it to end in peace, and Ghana will continue to thrive. We want to solve the myriad of problems that afflict us as a nation, especially the youth. And I think that no one should be used as a tool for violence. And this one, I speak to all young people across. Nobody should sit in Accra and do press conferences and ask you to go and invade coalition centers and get up and go and do it. They should also come and lead the pact and go and invade those coalition centers. everyone should be vigilant. Everybody should keep their calm, and nobody needs to die. Nobody needs to shed blood because we are going to vote. I mean, it is preposterous that we will see incidents of violence just because there's an election has to win. And I add my voice to everybody else looking forward to a very peaceful election. But let me also state, Umaru, and let me state it very, very strongly, that we will not also, be cowed in saying that because we want a very peaceful election, people can just misbehave and attack our people for no just cause. I have absolute trust in the police service and the entire security apparatus that are going to take care of these elections. That they should make sure that there is equitable and fair, security for everyone. No one should be attacked. Then there's no need for us to think of protecting our party base, our own supporters, and all that. And there would be the peace that we are all looking for and yearning for. I have absolute trust that we are going to end this election in a very peaceful manner because we are going to win this election. And, Ghanaians would see that we have the numbers to beat the NDC on any day, any election.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Salam.
Thank you.
That's Salam Mustafa. He's National Youth Organizer of the NPP. Earlier, you heard George Opariado on a very bad line, though. He's National Youth Organizer of the NDC. That would be it for Eyewitness News tonight on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Umaru Sanda Amadu. I did this with Akosia Oche. Production by Kobina Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Wiafi. The technical production by Daniel Squashi, Emmanuel Owusu of the New Media team, leading that side of things for us. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. It's a Monday, so I leave in the hands of Samuel Atamensa, who brings you Footprint. Have a good night.